Welcome, everyone. I'd like to invite you into the space and thank you for coming and taking the time to spend time listening and just opening your mind up to the possibilities of what is possible. With that being said, the direction that I'd like to lead us today is towards the question of what do I want to report back to God? And I've written all these names up here: Shiva, Source, the One, Elohim, the Tao, Holy Spirit, Brahman, Abba, Shiva, Yahweh, Father, Lord. All to describe, we'll pull out the green pen, all to describe the indescribable, the essence, God. And so I come back to the question of what do I want to report back to God? At the end of my days here on earth, we're going right into it. On the end of my days here on earth, what is it that I want to report back to God? This is under the knowledge, the understanding, the belief that I was sent here by God. So if I was sent here by God, and I will return to God, and what I have is this space in the middle, this time in the middle, the in-between. What we're in right now is the in-between. In between leaving God and returning to God. What is it that I want to report back to Him? What is it that you would like to report back to Him? This morning I was spending time reading John, and I came across a verse: Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into His hands, and that He had come from God, and that He was going back to God. This returning to, as we can see why this circle is so powerful. If I was sent here by God, okay, I'm sent to this earth for a reason. That means right away, I was sent here. I have a purpose. That I have a purpose on this earth. And it could be, I don't know, as I continue to elaborate, I am the purpose. I am the purpose in the sense that I was sent here by God as the purpose, as His purpose on this earth. Not that I think of myself as, in an egotistical sense, as being the purpose, but rather from an extreme submission to God that I am the purpose. I am the vessel that He sent to this earth. Therefore, what do I want to spend my time here doing? Because He gives us this vast amount of will, this free will to explore the possibilities of the earth, of all ends of the earth. And in returning to, what is it that I want to be able to tell Him? Do I want to tell Him that I spent time of the world? To be of the world is to have to see to believe. However, in all of these names that we use to describe the unified God, Shiva, Source, the One, Elohim, the Tao, Holy Spirit, Brahman, Abba, Shiva, Yahweh, Father, Lord, and on, we're choosing to believe before we can see. And if I believe that I have a purpose and that I am the purpose, I'm choosing to believe before I can see. To walk by faith, not by sight. So the question, again, we come back to is, what do I want to report back to God? Do I want to report back to God that I played the game safe, that I played the game scared, that I played the game not in a full trusting of His complete power, of His guiding force over the world? Or do I want to tell Him that I spent time in the world getting to know Him, thus getting to know the self, myself, and that I took time to spread His name and His goodness across the world in all things that I did. And that when I report back to God, I tell Him, hey, God, get that little squiggly. Judge me by my works. From the book of James. Judge me by my works. You saw what I was doing here on this earth. I chose not to be of the world, not to fall into the game of more, make more money, do more things, eat more food, consume. No, I chose to be in the world. I chose to get to know myself because I deemed myself, therefore I deemed you, God, worthy of attention and admiration. And so I come to you with sweat on my forehead, with scars on my skin, with dirt on my clothes, out of breath, because I had a full trusting, I had full belief that you were guiding me throughout this entire path. Therefore, I went in a way where I chose to believe before I could see. And so I just leave you with the question today that could possibly be written about if you chose to spend the time, or just explored in meditation. What is it that I want to report back to God in the understanding that I was sent here by God and I will return to God? And no matter who you want to call God, Shiva, Source, the One, Elohim, the Tao, Holy Spirit, Brahman, Abba, Shiva, Yahweh, Father, or Lord, or even just God, I'm speaking to the unified source. And I will return to that unified essence, rather, whatever you choose to call Him. I will return to that, and in that time, I'll ask you to judge me by my works. So what is it that you wish to report back to God?